Duel Review is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. Welcome to another Duel Review. I should have done this for 13 Ghosts. It would be much more appropriate. Today is the 10th of August, and we're going to be doing our focal point, where we talk about our creative process. Here's a little. I am RJ.
And I can go anywhere. Let's take a look. It's in a book, The Reading Rainbow.
Let's get to it. Okay, on today's focal point, we're going to be talking a little bit about our creative process. And basically, this came from us figuring out what to talk about. And we wanted to do music, but we wanted to make it a little bit more, relative to comic books and maybe
Movies
the process that we
yeah.
do. So, what's your creative process like?
Well, first of all, I have to figure out which project I'm going to be working on, and I like to spread myself thin because it gives me the option of, adding to this or adding to that. So let's say I'm working on the Marshall comic book storyline. That's what I've decided to work on. It's hard for me because when I have a thought, I have to run with it, and if I don't, I lose it. So to make sure that I kind of am almost hypnotized in the moment, I like to put my headphones on and just listen to like some heavy metal, some melodic music, just to keep me focused. And then I write, and I just don't stop writing, and it's usually creative writing. It's not like script wise. I'll just write pages and pages of whatever I can think of, and it'll be complete garbage. But then I go back and I pick through it to figure out what parts I want to keep and what parts are good. And it's actually a really long process, and that's probably why I get very little done.
Well, so you mentioned either heavy metal or melodic. So obviously, it's not necessarily the same type of music all the time.
Right.
Let me ask you this though: is it music you're familiar with, or do you ever listen to like new music?
I don't like to listen to new music because I have the intention of listening to it.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, I have to listen to something that again hypnotizes me. So I'll listen to Beyond the Embrace, which is a band that not too many people have heard about, which is unfortunate because much like In Flames, they're very melodic. They're very trancing as far as metal goes.
I listen to a lot of electronica for that same reason. I love heavy metal as well, but I don't find it as inducive to creation in my world. I need to have something rhythmic and over and over and over again.
Well, this is okay. I see what I was because the music that I like is very rhythmic, but maybe not repetitive rhythmic.
Yeah. And kind of has the gamut. But one of the CDs that I listen to over and over again is like School of Seven Bells. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they're Ghostly International. If you guys don't know about Ghostly International, the label, they do a lot of good things right, especially if you have anything inclined to be electronic or it's very indie electronic, so they use odd sounds sometimes or whatever. School of Seven Bells, Destro, like the G.I. Joe guy.
G.I. Joe guy, yeah.
He's a good one.
He or the band?
It's basically him.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Ghostly International, they actually have an iPad app, an iPhone app, iPod app, whatever, as well, to help you discover this music, and it's all free, which is great. But it is all electronic based. The application actually, you can choose whether you're in a kind of a slow mood and you want organic kind of rhythm, or if you want it very synthesized, mechanical and fast paced or whatever. They do it by color. So if you're kind of a fun, easygoing mood, you do green or yellow. Yellow's a little more energetic.
Wow, color mood. That's interesting.
It's kind of a fun application. But I listen to that a lot. I listen to Pandora a lot, and I just put things on repeat. I honestly listen to the same disc for an entire day, maybe even a week.
Wow.
Just because it zones me in. One of the ones I've listened to recently, Like 'Em or Hate 'Em, Blacklight Burns. It's one of the guys from, I can't remember his name, one of the guys from Limp Bizkit, actually. It's not Fred Durst, it's another one. And for some reason, just listening to that over and over, it's just kind of driving rhythm, and it kind of the CDL works in conjunction.
Right.
Just put it
well,
on.
and that's why I like the band that I mentioned, Beyond the Embrace, because it's a disc that you don't know that the disc has started over. You know, you're just hearing it. You know, especially when you're focused on what you're doing. Next thing you know, you'll be back on track one, and you'll be like, "Oh wow, man, how much time has gone by?" You know, because it's so fluid. You know, and I like that, especially when I'm creating. When I'm driving, I like that. You know, at times I do want the heavier stuff, especially when I'm looking for a darker mood for what I'm doing. You know, so I'll listen to in extreme cases. What's the band? They did Progenies of the Great Apocalypse. Why am I blanking on their name?
Sepultura?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's death. It's really death metal, but I'll put that on because that's also very melodic. The Progenies of the Great Apocalypse. And while I don't really agree with all of their music, I do like a lot of it. I like the piano in the background. I like, you know, the guitars, and then you know, the vicious vocals, and then the triumphant vocals that kind of clash. You know, same thing with like Nightwish. They did that before changing.
It makes me think of Lacuna Coil when you talk about that.
Sometimes, yes, I suppose somewhat like.
I really don't
Lacuna.
like the guy singing, but I like the girl singing.
Oh well, I think they work together. I like that, like a Nightwish. I like it.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, what time of day? Do you have a certain time of day that you feel inspired?
Yes, usually right before I go to bed.
Yeah, me too. In fact, I don't go to bed till like 4 or 5.
And I have to go to bed because I have to go to work
Yeah,
to
he
pay
has
for
an
my
early,
bills.
early morning job.
Right. So it really drives me insane that's when I have the inspiration, and I keep a notebook and I just write down whatever I possibly can before I pass out because I took sleeping pills.
It's subconscious betrayal.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's subconsciously, like, you're kind of done with the day, you're going to unwind, and you just start thinking of, I don't know.
Right. That's when the barrage of thoughts come in.
Tinkering with something all day,
Right.
and you
And then
finally,
it
oh yeah,
pieces
that would
together.
work. Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, another thing that I like to do, I mean, obviously, just kind of shut myself off, kind of like you. You know, Stacy knows not to bother me too often. I take the dogs out. You know, I have frequent breaks to go get a cup of tea or whatever. But really, isolation for hours at a time. Like, I'm not one of those people that creates a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, I do keep my iPad around. It's been a great tool. I highly recommend it for writing.
I
for
need
you
to
writers.
get one. I'm gonna get one.
Even like art stuff, you can simply do a sketch. You know, just to keep in mind what you thought of, and I have that by my bedside table, and you know, often I will jot down little thoughts. But when I'm really being creative at the core, hour blocks. I need hours. I need like 3-4 hours really to get anything done.
I wish I had hours. I don't have hours.
You just have to make them. But
make them. What I need to do is have Nexus work out for me so that I can have the time to do it.
Despite my physique, I actually often don't eat for an entire day because I'm too busy working.
I've had that. I've had that before. Yeah.
So yeah.
Or I'll keep cookies by the table.
I don't even do that. It distracts me too much. So do you ever have the TV or anything on, or do you find that too distracting?
Actually, today I was writing something, and what I had in the background was the TV on, and it was the title screen of the Mortal Kombat game. So every now and then you'd have the shadow battle, you know, and I just wanted that on just for the noise, and you know, to look up every once in a while to kind of, you know.
Well, it's repetitive enough, but it's a palate cleanser.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Distraction.
just enough for me to go, okay, I can breathe, back to work.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of people that just kind of leave the TV on, but I can't take that. I can't.
Yeah,
the commercials.
Yeah,
you never know what to expect.
Distracting.
It's always louder and softer and all that stuff. But I can like loop a movie or something sometimes if it's a movie that I really like, and you know, I'll be writing, and then all of a sudden I'll hear that one-liner that I remember from the movie, and be like,
I do that a lot with Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, do you?
As you all know, I love that movie. Or also The Princess Bride. I sometimes do, but I'm usually drawn into watching The Princess Bride.
Yeah, usually mine are more horror related or anime maybe or whatever. But whatever.
See, horror I want to sit down and watch, you know. But like, you know, suspense dramas, unless I'm in that mood, okay, it's on. I can leave it on.
All right. Well, surprisingly similar. I thought we'd have a lot of differences actually.
Well, one of the other things that I like to do is I'll turn the shower on. Obviously, I'll be ready to take a shower, and then I'll just sit underneath the shower and just kind of let it,
Okay.
like hit my stomach or hit my head.
Yeah,
or-
well, like just that constant sensation
Right,
helps
right.
you zone out.
Right, exactly.
I
yeah.
can understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the fan, like white noise. I love that. That
Oh,
actually
yeah.
helps me sleep though, so
Yeah.
I probably couldn't use it to be creative. Excuse me. But okay, well, yeah, kind of an interesting look at our creative process.
I agree.
And if you guys have a different creative process or you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. I
Absolutely.
think it'd be cool to hear other people's creative process. And are you one of those artists that would like to remove yourself and go out into a cabin and create, or do you need that social stimuli to keep you going? Because I am definitely the former, not the latter.
Right.
I would love to be the Steven Spielberg or Stephen King goes off
Right,
on his own
right.
for months.
And I noticed
writes a
that a
book.
lot of writers do that. And I can do that, but I would get so stir crazy.
See, I wouldn't. I'm a desert island all the way. If I had Stacy, a desert island, and Netflix, I'd be happy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I am to an extent. I need to be in a public area, get the inspiration, run home,
Right.
and then just sit there and write.
That's why I ask. Is some people are they live everyday life, they tuck away, and then they've got to disassociate in order to put ideas together and
Right.
try to be unique. And then others really draw off of the interactions daily, and they draw inspiration from everywhere all the time.
Right.
So that sounds kind of like we're divergent there, which is good for entertainment purposes.
I suppose so.
So anyway, all right, guys. Again, let us know what
It'd be
you
interesting.
think.
It'd be interesting to study, what I write versus what you write in that setting where you're, isolated and I'm engulfed.
Yeah, maybe we should do that. That'd be interesting. And I would assume that like Stan Lee is kind of on your camp. I don't think he's ever been truly a writer though, has he? He's like the idea guy, and
Yeah, I think he's mostly idea guy, but I definitely think he's also a writer.
yeah, well, I mean, he's obviously got the characters down pat,
Right.
so it came from his mind. So, yay, Stan Lee! We just saw Captain America not too long ago, and it was nice to see him in there again.
Yeah,
I hope he makes it in all of them.
I think he will.
Yeah. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye. Oh, come on. Yes, yes.
All right. See you later. Next up, it's Altered Beast the video game. All right, so today we're going to be doing our focal points, and we're going to be we are going to be talk a little about our creative process.
Okay, now it's starting to get hot in here.
On today's Duel review, we talk a little bit about our creative process. Nick, how do you create? What is your process?
Well, basically, I like to get into the moment, and by doing that, I tend to listen to
I can't hear you. You're way over there. And you're speaking softly. On today's Duel review, we talk about our creative process a little bit, and Nick teaches me how to blink. Currently, I am staring, and I cannot get out of it.
It's like this, do this in your eyes, do this in your eyes. You can do it.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Yeah, 3, 2. Oh, hello. Welcome to our focal point. We're going to be talking a little bit about our creative process, and I'm not going to start, so that means Nick.
Well, I suppose I'm going to start because I'm the only one here.
All right, today is the 10th, and I'm posing weirdly. All right, today is the 10th, and I just washed my hands for surgery.
Gobble.
Nurse. Well,
I'm the nurse?
I don't know. I'm the guy with the surgery thing.
Maybe I'm another surgeon.
Fine, I'll be the nurse. 3.
No, I can be the
He
nurse.
has a real problem with nurse.
They scary. They have needles.
I'm not talking the clown nurse.